What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Modern Warfare 2 video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about more leaks and rumors about this game. So, we have some different sources this time. First up, we have a supposed leaked image from the Modern Warfare 2 reveal trailer. So, this is spread around on Twitter like quite a bit over like the last 2 days. And here we go. This is what the tweet says. Breaking, leaked image from the hashtag Modern Warfare 2 trailer. The original person that posted this had their account suspended within an hour. And they posted this image. This is the image they shared, which, okay, looks like Captain Price aiming a pistol at somebody, but I mean, people share like 4K versions of this image, and I gotta say, like, the Photoshop job on this, it's kind of a hack job, because the area between this lady's cheek here and Captain Price's hands, it is not blended whatsoever. You can tell these are two separate images here posted on top of each other. So somebody in the comments said, totally not fragile from Death Stranding source, trust me, bro. And of course, I mean, she's wearing the exact same jacket. So this has been proved as a fake. I don't know why everyone's sharing it around, but I thought I'd let you guys know in this video that is a fake. So if you guys see that, just know that is not part of the freaking trailer, dude. Like, honestly, like, I don't know why everybody keeps sharing that around. They're like, yo, like, this is 100% true, and the person who posted this had their account suspended. Like, no, it's total crap. So that is fake. But now let's get on to some like real leaks and with some like real actual verifiable sources. So goes to Hope. He puts out a bunch of tweets today saying, talking about movement. So he says, Movement King's gonna have some adjusting to do when Modern Warfare 2 comes out, and with a little like emoji face. So what does that mean? I mean, adjustments. There's a lot of rumors and talk going around. The slide canceling is not going to be in the game. That like dolphin diving will be coming back. Now that's interesting, although we're going to talk about that in a second. Somebody commented in a good or bad way. He says, I need to play for myself before I make that conclusion. And then he also replied to himself saying, completely new and different mechanic nobody's publicly talked about, including myself, and nobody will end up guessing it until they play the game themselves, I'm sure. So movement, so it's not like sliding, it's not diving. I mean, what could it be? Like, I personally don't know. Like he says, like, nobody will end up guessing it. So okay, he says, I'm noticing a pattern of Modern Warfare 2 features like dynamic weather, day-night cycles, theater mode / photo mode, and firing range that clearly are all indicated as applying to Warzone 2 as well, even with the lack of confirmation for it. Ooh, okay, pretty cool stuff there. Next up, he replies to the same one. He says, for example, dynamic weather / day and night cycles being part of DMZ probably means Warzone 2. Theater mode / photo mode is an added bonus to Warzone 2 and easy enough to apply. Same goes for firing range. So a lot of this stuff seems like it'll be carrying over into Warzone 2. That's pretty good. Next up, he says, gotta love hearing more on DMZ than core multiplayer. Too bad the stuff I hear on DMZ, the majority I can't post yet. Okay, people are a little worried about that though, and he assured people in the replies though that multiplayer is still very much supported. But next up, he says, Modern Warfare 2's third mode DMZ will include dynamic weather and day-night cycles comparable to that of Red Dead Redemption 2. Ooh, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, day and night cycles, they are cool and they're all fun, but then again, in like some games, like that was where with like Halo Infinite with its reveal trailer, there was a lot of like graphical issues as like going into like nighttime and dusk and stuff like that, where you have like indirect lighting. It just makes everything look flat, and so that's what a lot of people kind of crapped on Halo Infinite for. And it seems like this dynamic day-night thing is a very hard thing to get right, whereas if it's just like pre-baked lighting, you can make everything look beautiful based off that. So it'll be interesting to see what Infinity Ward does there. But then he says, crazy to me how uncontested the genre of extraction-based modes are. Escape from Tarkov is far from a perfect game. Everything I hear from friends on it, and the fact that it's like $40 is insane to me somewhat. Definitely needs some competition. I think DMZ can be that. Ooh, okay, cool. He says, have a feeling DMZ will have a big impact on this genre and will kickstart the popularity of it. Feels like something that can catch on with general public. It's just waiting. Ooh, okay. More details on DMZ and stuff here. He says DMZ will have the same effect that Escape from Tarkov genre that Warzone had on the BR genre. Bookmark this. So he's basically saying like, hey, like DMZ is going to be kind of like a big industry thing, and it's gonna, you know, pretty much like shape up the whole thing, just like how Warzone did. You know, before Warzone came out, we thought, okay, it's just another COD battle royale. Why didn't they just expand on Blackout, whatever? Even Blackout was kind of, it showed up, but it didn't stand out as like a huge BR. It just kind of blended in with the likes of PUBG and Fortnite at the time. Whereas when Warzone finally came out, it really took the BR world by storm and was like the definitive BR in like the entire gaming industry. So it'll be interesting to see what DMZ can do. Next up is he says, in a response, somebody says, hope this won't be free to play, right? Because it will be its own separate thing from Modern Warfare 2, like as Warzone was. If not, it's free to play. That would be kind of sweet because no cheaters, lol. He says, it's not free, nope. But doesn't matter when it's attached to a game like Modern Warfare 2 that will sell like freaking hotcakes, which that is true. I mean, like, I personally think that that's where a lot of the adoption for Blackout was because, I mean, they knew millions of people were still going to buy Black Ops 4, so they could bundle it as part of that. Although I still think having Blackout be free to play would have done major things for it back in the day, but I mean, it's too late now. But I don't know. I mean, I think that maybe if something like this, I mean, if it's bundled in with Modern Warfare 2, like, how's that going to work? I mean, technically, Warzone is bundled in with Modern Warfare, and that's free. So I guess it's possible that maybe down the line, if DMZ does become super huge and Activision's like, you know what, this is getting like really big, you know, like what are the advantages of making it free to play for everybody? I mean, like, you make a game free to play, you're instantly going to get millions more players just because of the fact that it's free to play. You don't have this barrier to entry. So, you know, I could potentially see it maybe going free to play somewhere down the line just to boost it. But alright, so that is talking about DMZ. Now let's switch gears a little bit and talk about the movement back again. So he says, Modern Warfare 2 movement speed is faster than Modern Warfare, but not as fast as Vanguard. So it'll be in between Modern Warfare 2019 and Vanguard. Somebody replied saying, good, Vanguard is too fast and Modern Warfare is way too slow. He says, there's not a big difference between either, really, so it'll sit in between. So, I don't know, it is interesting. I mean, we also have the likes of stuff like Tac Sprint as well that kind of closes the gap there. But, I don't know, it'll be kind of interesting. Somebody also replied, is Vanguard's movement super fast? He says the fastest of any recent COD, actually. Okay, cool. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like Vanguard has been super, like, fast, but then again, it is kind of weird going back and playing Warzone after playing the likes of like Cold War and Vanguard, and you feel like you go back to Warzone and you're like, man, dude, why am I so slow? But I don't know, I mean, that could just be not only just the movement, but like the Tac Sprint as well, and just like FOV, that plays a big difference in it. Next up is that somebody replies, Vanguard movement is gangster. He says, I mean, there is not a huge difference between Modern Warfare 2019 and Vanguard movement speed, so it'll fit comfortably right in the middle of both. Ooh, okay. And then last up for this video, he says slide canceling isn't going to be removed from Modern Warfare 2. Pretty much all of the Modern Warfare 2019 mechanics are present, with new ones added on. Ooh, okay. What does that mean though? So, I don't know. It'll be pretty interesting to see with this movement, because movement in the Call of Duty game is something that is kind of controversial, because we have like the advanced movement games such as like Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and Black Ops 3. And personally, I liked those games with their advanced movement because, to me, it gave a higher skill ceiling. So it's, if you could really master the movement in those games, a 3D movement, being able to like boost jump and slide and do all these crazy things, and you really nailed that down, you could dominate like almost every single gunfight by doing that, which personally I really liked, and I thought it was a great thing, but other people not so much, because like it is, you know, it's a skill ceiling. So if it's kind of a huge barrier to entry for new players, they get into it and it's super intimidating, because all these players who have like really mastered it, they're bouncing all over the place and it's hard to hit their target and stuff, and it's like, it's super hard and intimidating for them. But I don't know, I think it's good to have that skill gap there, whereas if everybody's on the exact same playing field, it's like, okay, well then how am I going to get better at the game? You know, I like to have different facets of gameplay that you can get better at. But I mean, like, you can obviously get better at like your movement, your aim, positioning, stuff like that, knowing the spawns, weapons, and all sorts of stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of different things that go into gameplay of a simple game like Call of Duty. But if they're really changing up movement, though, like, what does that mean, though? It really has got me thinking about what his comment there is about, like, no one is going to guess what this new movement thing is. Because it says movement, right? So I'm assuming it's probably not something like how in Ghosts they introduced leaning. It's like, oh, it's this new revolutionary thing for Call of Duty. We're going to have leaning. But personally, I think leaning just slowed down the gameplay, especially when we had games where you had challenges for leaning. It's like, oh, now I got to get 100 kills while leaning, so I have to post up here and I got to stop moving around the map. So all in all, I really hope that Modern Warfare 2 really focuses on, I mean, it would be good if it focused on movement, because then it means that the game will be more of a run and gun game. If movement is king, then, you know, that really means that, hey, people who play aggressively are going to get rewarded the most, whereas people who like to sit behind boxes and camp and just like lay prone places, they're going to get absolutely just dookied on. So I don't know, what do you guys think about that? I prefer games that are really like high intense, you know, running, gun, just fast-paced action shooters, rather than, you know, the likes of, I mean, Modern Warfare 2019 to me was like the complete opposite, because you had doors, you had a million different sight lines and stuff. So I feel like in that game everybody just slowed down and everybody just posted up, and nobody would run and gun in that game. Everybody was so slow and was just camping so much. But of course, part of that is also due to map design, not necessarily movement. So if they can nail down map design as well as movement, and make it to where you're actually wanting to reward players for running around and just like constantly sprinting and moving from place to place to place, I think that's the best and most fun a Call of Duty game can be. So there we go, guys. That is just my opinions here at the end, but that's gonna do it. Those are some newest Modern Warfare 2 movement leaks, as well as some new stuff about DMZ. It'll be interesting to see what exactly DMZ is, because everybody like explains it and kind of talks about it as like similar to Tarkov. But I don't know, it'll be very interesting to see that, and I'm wondering how soon we're going to get that revealed. I mean, I could see that being part, I mean, maybe not revealed, but at least teased, you know, in the next like month when we get the official reveal. So I don't know, it'll be pretty interesting, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you all so much for sticking to the end if you made it this far, and I'll see you guys in the next video.